Yesterday, I watched an influencer talk about her anxieties, particularly how she feels like she has no goals and isn't progressing. I've watched her a few times before, and some of the things she talked about in the past did resonate with me. But this time I caught myself having these really mean thoughts about how she has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, probably makes thousands of dollars per month, and lives in one of the most expensive cities in the world. So, yeah, big deal. It's something I have always reminded myself not to do. Just because I can't relate to someone's problems doesn't mean their problems aren't valid. Relatively, of course. Sometimes there are really first world problems. I think the reason I had those thoughts was simply because I was jealous. I wanted what she has, a successful channel, enough money to avoid living a precarious life where one has to worry about their grocery expenses every day. Her content wasn't the problem. It was, it was life's burdens and stress getting to me. I was tired. I was just tired. And I just couldn't stay positive. And then came the dreadful thing we all experience at some point in our life: comparison and self-doubt. She's much younger than me and so much more successful. That got me thinking, is there anything special about me that would make people want to watch my content? I'll never succeed like her. Those were my thoughts. These comparisons and self-doubts are the most lethal poison to the soul. And sadly, I often create and willingly drink that poison. I think self-doubt is very common among people who have lived their entire life under others' expectations to be successful, without ever receiving emotional support or validation for their efforts. They only get validation every now and then when they, achieve something flashy or quantifiable, like a high grade, an award, or a high salary job. It is very desirable, I know. Because success is measured by numbers everywhere, small YouTubers like you and I have to face the excruciating reality of low views, often equating those results with our self-worth. Our self-confidence takes a hit every time a video doesn't perform well. But it's not just YouTube. Anyone who ties their value to external results experiences this struggle. Sadly, unless we have a strong anchor in who we are and solid support from people around us, It's so easy to lose self-confidence and give up altogether. I haven't succeeded yet, as you can tell from my number. So I can't tell you if I'll ever stop feeling this way once I've quote unquote made it. But one cannot live with jealousies and self-doubt every day and expect to be successful. That's why I'm making this video today, talking to you and also to myself about what we can do if we ever fall into this trap of negativity. I think the first step to escaping it is to be self-aware and realize that we are being mean or having unproductive thoughts. As long as we can recognize those thoughts, we can snap out of them and replace them with more productive ones. For me, after realizing this, I turn my attention back to what I can control, which is my work of creating content. I know some of you might ask, but how can I do that? I feel paralyzed by self-doubt and can't get myself to work. To that, I can only say I don't have a one-size-fits-all answer. The person who can find that answer is you. Each of you must find your own way to motivate yourself forward. It could be as simple as making your bed in the morning, clearing your desk, or having your favorite cup of coffee. If you are struggling with procrastination, which is something I know a lot of us do, I actually have talked about this in one of my previous videos. I will leave the link here for you to check it out. As for me, the way I motivate myself is very cliche, but it works most of the time, which is memorizing quotes and defaulting back to them whenever I doubt myself. I always remind myself that self-doubt might never go away, but it's my choice to move forward despite it. I remind myself that if I try, I might not succeed. But if I don't try, I certainly will never succeed. I remind myself that the only way out is through. And I remember the values I learned from Cinderella, the live-action movie in 2015. Be kind and be courageous. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite your fears. What direction to move forward to, you might ask. I think most of us probably haven't figured it out yet. But you figure it out by doing, not by overthinking. This reminds me of a few YouTubers who say that dumb people are more successful than you because they don't overthink, they just do. And when they fail, they don't overthink it either. They just get back to trying again. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I think there's a bit of wisdom in it, right? We can't get to where we want to be just by thinking. I might still slip back into the trap of comparisons, self-doubts, and mean thoughts again. I think we all do sometimes. It's not always the best feeling, but through self-awareness, we can own up to those moments and eventually find our way out of those by regaining belief in ourselves. I believe I can persist, and I hope you do too. Anyway, thanks for listening to another random rant of mine. See you in the next video.